Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Greeting to all of us. Let me introduce myself. My name is Yusril Ihza Haryadi. I am Master Management student of the Faculty of Economic and Business in Universitas Negeri, Jakarta. In this good opportunity, I would like to presentation, especially of my analysis and my research. And before I starting, dear Honorable Ibu Professor Dr. R.D. Tuti Sariwulan MSc as my first guidance lecture, and dear Honorable Ibu Dr. Widya Parimita SMPA as my second guidance lecture, and Honorable examiners lecture, supervisor, and everyone watch in this presentation. Actually, the title of this research, The Influence of Perceived Organizational Support, or POS, and Meaningful Work on Turnover Intention through Job Satisfaction as an Intervening Variable. The case study of Gen Z employees in Jabodetabek area, food and beverage business. The background of this research, we know that one of the assets that significantly contributes to the achievement of organizational goals and objectives is human research. Human research management is the knowledge to maintain, it's the knowledge to strategy that's related with the human research in organization. A good organizational strategy will not necessarily develop if it's not balanced with the right human research. Therefore, organization or a company must have the ability to recruit the right employees and be able to motivate, assess, and develop their human research. But we highlight about Generation Z employees. This generation born between 1997 and 2013 has a different characteristic and expectation compared to previous generation, such as baby boomers, Generation X, and millennial, according to Scrooge 2019. The background, furthermore, the current demographic change in the workforce saw a significant increase in the number of Gen Z in the workforce are now starting to dominate the workforce. They are known as generation that grew up with rapid technological development and have unique characteristics compared to previous generations, according to 2019. That we know the Gen Z calling like Labil generation, strawberry generation, they are known for the distinct values, desire for meaningful work, and high expectation. In the figure 1.1, factor turnover in generation set. High turnover intention, around 40%, and below lack of manager support, around 30%. Manager support. One of the dimension of independent variable X1 perceived organizational support and the below non-competitive compensation. They still like decreased compensation or low compensation. They have to know productivity, high productivity maybe depends on the performance too and depends to uh will get the high compensation too. They have to trial, they have to give innovation to organization and the others. And the last leg of remote working around 35%. Source, Human Research Institution 2022. This research was conducted on food and beverage business, including PT Berkarya Sejahtera Indonesia Andal, was formerly PT Kebab Monster Indonesia Food and Beverage Business, and then Sagala Group, Dapuria Spia, Roti Ropi I Additional in the middle of my research and analysis. And I have conveyed about the background or the data in the seminar proposal previously, and then I wanted to highlight especially about the research methodology, results, and discussion about this research. And hypothesis development, there are 7 hypothesis development from the first perceived organizational support and job satisfaction, meaningful work and job satisfaction. Third hypothesis, post and turnover intention. Fourth hypothesis, meaningful work and turnover intention. Five hypothesis, job satisfaction and turnover intention. Six hypothesis is perceived organizational support and turnover intention through job satisfaction. And seventh hypothesis, meaningful work and turnover intention through job satisfaction. Research methodology. We highlight about the population and the sample we took from the according Kelsey 2018, a sample size of 100 and 200 is often considered the minimum size to produce stable and unbiased estimates. Gen Z employees spread across the Jabodetabek area. And then the data analysis and technique. We use Google Form using Scala Likert from the 1 strongly disagree until 5 strongly agree. The data analysis technique used in this study is quantitative descriptive analyzing using the structural equation modeling or SAM technique process with Amos software. And furthermore, the result of validity tests, the table 3.2 compilation of turnover intention instrument dependent variable. There are four indicators we focuses in the turnover intention. The test item there are 11 and final item results are 11 final items. We took from the Mobley 1678, an evaluation of precursor of hospital employee turnover. This is the compilation of turnover instruction, and the all of indicator and item is valid in the validity test. And second, compilation of instrument variable receive organizational support independent variable X1. There are many indicators and each indicator valid. From before the test item, around 36 test item, and the final items, there are 12 final item. Positive item, there are 8, and negative item, there are 4. We took a citation from the scale of measurement Eisenberg et al. Receive organizational support. And then in the X2, compilation of meaningful work variable. There are 4 indicator. Interpreting work in a positive way, all item in indicator is a valid, making work meaningful. 2 item is valid 2, exploring the meaning of work. 2 item is valid, positive goal, 1 of valid, and 1 is invalid. We took from the Stager et al. 2012, measuring meaningful workforce and meaning inventory or WAMI. And then the last, in the intervening variable, there are 4 indicator valid and 1 of indicator is invalid. And the test item before 14 indicator we took, and the final item, the result is on our 6 final item. According Heckman and J.R. and Oldham, 1975 development of the diagnostic survey. And the result on discussion. Research data descriptive for the gender, almost balanced, and height of the men, and responding age, mostly the domination in the age of 21 and 23 years old, around 40.4%. And the education level, almost 87.9 in the senior high school or vocational high school. And respondents working period around 45.3%, 1 until 3 years. And then the Reliabilitas results. And there are four variable. A Cronbach alpha for all variable was above 0.60. Therefore, it was concluded that all variables were reliable for use. And in the height of the standard Cronbach alpha, the information reliable to test. Next. And then the descriptive static result of research indicator. We know that the key result, there are many indicators, and then turnover intention, in the high item intention to leave your job soon, receive organizational support, in the instrumental support is the high items, and the low item is emotional support. Meaningful work is the making work meaningful is the higher items or higher indicators, and the low of meaningful work is indicator exploring the meaning of life, around 4.9. And then the last, job satisfaction, opportunity for self-development, around 4.25. And the high item and high, no, uh, lowest items and lowest indicators is fairness in treatment. And then the research model with Amos, and the figure of structural equations with using Amos. And next, the model fit test, goodness of index, and just one and unfit, and all the results is fit, and then be able to for hypothesis test next. And then the result of direct hypothesis, structural equation modeling, and we know that force results is accepted from the high perceived organizational support until 5 hypothesis job satisfaction turnover is accepted. And direct hypothesis testing, 6 hypothesis perceived organizational support to turnover orientation to job satisfaction, the result accepted. 7 hypothesis meaningful work on turnover orientation through job satisfaction is accepted too. They are increase and hike the standard from the cutoff. Critical ratio is the hike of the cutoff. This is closing. The conclusion, perceived organizational support on job satisfaction have a positive and significant influence on increasing job satisfaction. Meaningful work has a significant positive effect on increasing job satisfaction. Job satisfaction on turnover orientation has a negative and significant effect on increasing employee turnover orientation. Meaningful work on turnover orientation. Meaningful work doesn't negative influence turnover orientation. Job satisfaction on turnover orientation. Job satisfaction has a negative and significant effect on increasing turnover orientation. And next, perceived organizational support on turnover intention through job satisfaction has a positive and significant effect on increasing turnover intention through job satisfaction. And the last, meaningful work on turnover intention through job satisfaction has a positive and significant effect on increasing turnover intention through job satisfaction. And the theoretical implication. This research contributes to theory development in human resource management, specifically regarding the relationship between perceived organizational support, meaningful work, and job satisfaction on turnover intention among Gen Z employees, Greater Jakarta food and beverage business. The result of this study support the theory that perceived organizational support not only directly impacts job satisfaction but also indirectly impacts turnover intention. And the results confirm that meaningful work not only directly impacts job satisfaction but also indirectly impact turnover intention. Furthermore, the study adds empirical reference, particularly in the context of Gen Z employee in Indonesia, which has not been widely studied in previous research. And managerial implication, increasing perceived organizational support in organization, building a meaningful work environment organization, improving job satisfaction strategy, to reduce turnover intention and optimizing the role of job satisfaction as intervening factor. And the suggestion to reduce turnover intention among Gen Z employees seeking new jobs. It is recommended that management create a flexible work environment that is open to new ideas and provide clear opportunity for personal development so they feel fairly connected and have long-term prospect within the organization. And the second, to increase perceive organizational support. It is recommended that organizations be more responsive to employee personal needs, including absence for personal reasons, by establishing empathic communication and policies that support work-life balance, so Gen Z employees feel cared for and supported by organization. And the third, to increase meaningful work. It is recommended that organizations emphasize the value and social impact of their work, especially to Gen Z employees. So they feel their work is meaningful, contribute to society, and aligns with their personal value. And last, to increase job satisfaction, this is recommend that management continue to strengthen and open the constructive supervisory system with a collaborative approach that align with the characteristic of Gen Z employees, thus creating a transparent, forceful, and trusting work culture. And research and limitation and suggestion for research, population and sample limitation, use of quantitative and data only. We can and we be able to use in the qualitative and quantitative like a mixed method and limit of variable. There are four variable, POS, turnover, meaningful, and as also job satisfaction, but maybe we can using and suggestion for the other variable, limited time for data collection, because the limited time and will be faster to finish this research. Thank you for the opportunity and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.